Seeking justice in the Aurora movie theater shooting. It's day 2 of the preliminary hearing to determine if James Holmes should stand trial. And this morning, emotional 911 calls are played in court. 7 News reporter Lindsay Sablon has just stepped out of the hearing. And Lindsay, one of the calls was made by a family member of the little girl who was killed.
And Bertha, it was a really chilling phone call. What we heard was a teenage cousin of 6-year-old Veronica Moser Sullivan, who was shot and killed in the theater that night. She tells dispatch that her 2 cousins were shot. That was Veronica Moser Sullivan and her mother, Ashley Moser, and that one is not breathing. The other 911 call we heard was from the very first person inside Theater 9 to call 911 that night. That was also very hard to listen to, as it was only 27 seconds long, and during that 27 seconds, all we heard were gunshots, around 30 at least. Now, we have video this morning of attorneys, detectives, family members all walking into the courtroom just before 9:30. It was not as crowded this morning as it was yesterday, but still there are 3 different courtrooms where people are listening to this chilling testimony. Detective Todd Fredrickson, who was on the stand yesterday, finished today. He talked about one victim who hid in the trash bin area behind Theater 9, and she described seeing one man dressed in a helmet. Police later saying that was James Holmes. Now, a very similar scene in the courtroom today as it was yesterday. These sketches coming from the courtroom yesterday. James Holmes, the suspected shooter, just sitting there as detectives talked about what they found. An FBI bomb technician said that they found 2 handguns in Holmes' car, as well as armor for his neck and for his chest. They also talked about Holmes' apartment. Holmes told police that he had booby-trapped his apartment. Today, detectives talked about how they found a 5-foot-long tripwire that was connected from the door of his apartment to a frying pan and also a bottle, and there was chemicals in either one of those, and if mixed together, they would explode or cause some kind of fire. Holmes had planned to play music on a delay on his computer. He hoped that neighbors would then call police. Police would go to his apartment to divert all law enforcement there while he was at the theater. So it seemed like he had a lot of plans in place there. Again, very difficult. As I was leaving, it looked like they were just about to go into a quick break this morning.
Very chilling testimony, Lindsay. We're hearing about this so-called trigger device outside his apartment as well for the first time.
Yeah, you know, Bertha, and this is the first time we're really hearing about it. What that bomb technician told us was that Holmes had placed a remote control car with a remote as well as a boombox in a white trash bag of sorts in a dumpster outside of his apartment. And what he told police was that he had planned for music to play on that boombox that would attract someone to the dumpster. They would see the remote control car and want to play with it. Once they played with that car, it would trigger, again, either an explosion or some kind of fire in his apartment.
Very complex. All right, thanks, Lindsay, for the update. We appreciate it.